Today, we're talking about a breakthrough that could finally end our toxic relationship with traditional batteries. Imagine a world where the power inside your remote or your kids' toys comes from invasive weeds and water instead of destructive mines and flammable chemicals. This is the era of plant-based batteries, and it's hitting the market faster than you think. We're looking at a fundamental shift in energy storage where cellulose, the stuff found in plant cell walls, replaces plastic and heavy metals and batteries. Companies like Flint are now using invasive plant species and food-safe minerals to create AA and AAA batteries that are biodegradable and non-flammable. It's a win for the planet and a win for home safety, turning the environmental waste into portable power. What do you think about this, John?
I love this. I actually saw a video of this. So this was actually showcased at CES 2026 this year. And they had these paper batteries that so they showed the capacity of it, then they cut it and they showed a diminished capacity, which was cool. So it didn't explode, it didn't do anything, it just reduced the capacity. So I'm sure for those of you that don't know, which if you don't know by now, it'd be surprising, but traditional rechargeable batteries, they rely on heavy earth metals, and they're expensive to produce. And they have complicated recycling processes. Like you can't throw them in the garbage. You got to dispose of them separately. And they catch on fire or they release toxic materials when damaged. So Flint they're planning to replace with, like you said, plant-derived cellulose fibers. So in a typical battery, the anode, cathode, and separator, they're arranged so that ions can flow between them during charge and discharge cycles. That's how you charge and discharge your battery. Flint's paper battery, it uses cellulose as the structural medium, which can facilitate ion transfer while remaining lightweight, flexible, and even, get this, biodegradable, obviously. So the combination of carbon ink, binder gels, and water-based electrolytes, that's what lets this battery operate similarly to conventional cells, but with far fewer toxic substances and much better safety performance. It's non-flammable. It's non-explosive. If you puncture it, it doesn't explode. If you cut it, it doesn't explode. I think this is super cool. The only concern I have is capacity. What are your thoughts on this, Craig? Like, what do you like this? Do you feel like this could be the next battery technology other than solid state, or what are your thoughts?
So if a Tesla battery is a high performance, high risk chemical engine, these are like cardboard straws of the power world. Renewable, safe, and designed to disappear when you're done with them. And, you can sit back and say, what's still unknown is when you get a cardboard straw, is it going to hold up to the job at hand? Is it going to last longer than you drink or not? The same thing with these batteries. We don't know shelf life, how long it'll last, and we don't know what level of density we can get to. But, AA, AAA batteries, I'd love to try them out. The idea that they don't explode, they don't leak, and that they're a fully ethical source. It stops, the reliance on cobalt, lithium mining, which are often linked to human rights issues, environmental destruction, because the juice inside is water-based. These batteries won't explode or catch fire, like you mentioned. And it actually helps the environment by using invasive weeds, versus which governments usually have to pay to burn. Kid-safe toys, guilt-free disposal, drop-in ready, so you don't need new gadgets. These fit perfectly into your AA and AAA stuff. I really love this. I'm loving it. I want to see how long, they last in your devices and on the shelf, and see what the next generation holds. But I definitely am, excited about this. What about you?
Yeah. So I don't think that this will ever replace those big Tesla batteries. Where I see them is where safety is critical. So we're talking kids' toys, we're talking medical devices, we're talking wearables. I think that's where it's going to replace, maybe even cell phones. I don't know. Again, it's going to come down to the capacity that they can achieve from these batteries. But if they can ramp up production and get these batteries to a usable capacity, I think they're slated to disrupt the battery industry and make things safer overall, I think.
Yeah, and this isn't just, in a lab. The factory's ramping up now. They're taking orders at CAS, which is what they were doing. And so we're expect that it'll be a little more expensive, a small green premium first. So the cost slightly more than your normal alkaline or whatnot batteries. So with just a question about shelf life, but there's some facts people might not know. Like governments currently spend millions to landfill invasive plants. So Flint would turn these waste into batteries backbones. So we'll just take those and you don't have to spend that money and we're saving the government money. Or maybe the government pays them to take it and they spend less money or whatnot. But eventually, it's completely recycled. Food safe, zinc and magnesium are the same minerals you'd find in a multivitamin, fireproof. So the company wants its batteries to fit into the existing battery ecosystem, changing materials rather than user behavior. So I love this. And we're finally moving toward a circular economy for power where our energy storage comes from plants and returns to the earth without leaving a toxic footprint. And, Canada's got renewable forests like, a lot. So this is interesting. Another alternative for green energy for Canada.
Yeah. So you were talking about shelf life, right? So because cellulose can improve safety and reduce supply chain risk, the research also suggests that it can help prevent battery degradation, which is caused by dendrites, which is these tiny metal formations that shorten battery life. So maybe these will have a longer shelf life than current batteries.
Well, we'll see. I doubt that, but you never know. They never do. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's optimistic. It never happens that way. Maybe eventually, but we'll have to see. Yeah. So tell us, would you pay a few extra cents for a battery made of weeds if it meant your trash was no longer toxic? I'm genuinely excited to see these hit the shelves this year. Let me know in the comments. Are you ready to go plant-based with your power or just sticking with the old school alkaline batteries? I know I'll be looking for these to give them a try, and I'll let you know when I find them and try them. What do you got going on, John? This is the stuff that's going out in the next week or so?
Yeah, so we've got some events at the Toronto Business Development Center. I'm doing some lunch and learns in person there. It's a great organization, great incubator. And then February, what date is the Startup Drinks, Craig?
I closed that, so I'm not sure. February 19th, I believe.
February 19th, but have a look at startupdrinks.com. startupdrinksto.com for that event and other events. If you need some help with government funding, SHRED, or any other grants, reach out to me on LinkedIn. But if you're interested in AI automation workflows or you need help with your business, what can they do, Craig?
Well, we've got lots of stuff going on over at flowgrammer.ca where we help businesses implement AI and business automation so they can scale faster and more reliable, get more leads, grow faster. We also have a growing community over at flowgrammers.ca where we do Flowgrammer Cafe, we do live build events, we do demo events, we get the community together online and in person several times a month to show and demo and support anybody who's trying to do this, learn automation, end-to-end AI agent building. So check all that out. We have a series of events called Flowgrammer Cafe. The next one's February 6th, March 6th, and April 2nd. We do those right now in partnership with Workhouse, and those are full day drop-in headphones, laptop, and work. And we'll have some experts on site that can help you troubleshoot. And we all kind of do a little walkthrough in the afternoon about what you're working on and, show us what you're working on and stuff. And it's really cool. So check all that out over at flowgrammer.ca and flowgrammers.ca. And coming soon, and you can sign up for this now, flowgramming.space. An AI agent and workflow marketplace where people can buy and sell agents or workflows. So if you're building agents and don't know what to do with them, where to sell them, go over there and check that out. Again, flowgramming.space. Or if you're building workflows, or if you want agents or workflows built, you can go over there and buy them. We have some interesting guarantees, and it's coming soon, so you can get your name on the waiting list right now. That's all we got going on, John. for everything else, go to torontostarts.com. I don't even think I mentioned it that whole time.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. All the information about CES, and these interesting things. Any last words, John?
No, check out our next episode. We're going to be talking about the weird stuff at CES. So,
all right, everyone. Thanks for watching.